and see all the people waiting in line to get in. It's it just shows you the passion level and the excitement that's all across this great state.
This is different because you didn't have to do this when you were an offensive coordinator at Clemson, and I think SMU was a couple clubs, but nothing like this. There's sort of a transition to getting used to having to do 12 clubs like this.
Well, we didn't have to do them to this extent at Clemson and SMU. Clemson, we did 5 or 6. Coach would make the coordinators get out, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy seeing the passion level across our state with all our fans, being able to interact with and hear stories. It's really important for them to be able to tell their story to me, to how much the Hogs truly mean to them and their family, and those are things that we take back. It's motivation for us and for our players that there's so much counting on this football team and this university across our great state.
You were at Texarkana, I guess, earlier in this week. A lot of catfish. You've been. You're not gaining a lot of weight. What do you do?
Well, I try to run. I'm a big runner. I love to run, and I'll lift on occasion. But I try to balance it out, and then try to eat as healthy as I can. But hey, you got to love some catfish and barbecue. You got to love it. And you just you dive in and go after it.
Is that a staff-wide thing, or is that just something you do?
No. Coach Ross and I, my football ops guy, and I have been running for many years, the last 3 or 4 years, and we try to go 4.5, 5 miles a day, and just to get away, get out of the office more than anything.
We, I guess, heard earlier this week or last week the word filtered out, a couple of guys leaving. Has there been any more news on that or more names to talk about? Have you...
Not really. Not at this point. We're still going through our exit interviews. Actually, we started that today with head coach exit interviews with all our players. So I'll sit down with everyone and go through that and talk to them and share with them where they stand coming out of spring, going into fall camp, and what they've got to work on for the summer. So, we knew there was going to be some attrition, and there may be a little bit more coming out of it. But we're excited about where we are. We're excited about where we are with this program and moving forward.
Now that you've had time to go back and look at the tape of the spring game, what did you see? Was it as good as you hoped?
There were some good things that came out of it, considering all the circumstances that we were in with the rain and the sleet and the snow and the sun. So I was very pleased with the energy level of our players. I thought some guys that stood up and made some plays in some games. We need some consistency, more consistency out of some guys. LaMichael Petway is a young man, and he really had a really good spring game, and we got to have that consistency from this point moving forward. And you try to go back and you grade it, you go through it, you talk about it as a staff, and then you move forward with it.
Spring evaluation period has started. I've seen on Twitter your coaches pretty much everywhere. What's the goal during the spring evaluation period? What are you trying to do?
Well, we're gonna identify all the players that we've identified as our offers and offer and takes, and we'll be an opportunity for us to see them. You can't contact them, but you can go by the school. You can watch them during spring football. We'll be in every high school in this state. And I know our coaches are out on the road doing that right now. We've got a lot of coaches just actively recruiting right now in our state, and it's really important if they open up a textbook and they play football in this state that in a high school in this state, we're going to be there.
Coach, the impressions of Little Rock, I know you just left a week and a half ago. A lot of questions surrounding the game coming up with Ole Miss. A couple of years from now, we don't know if it'll be here. Just your impressions of Little Rock and the future that you could see here in Central Arkansas.
Well, first of all, speaking on my impression of Little Rock, what incredible history is is War Memorial Stadium. So many, and I'm being a college football fan growing up, and the many stories and the many plays that were made and the wins and the excitement level, and to travel into War Memorial for the spring game, and to see the passionate fans that we had sitting in the stands an hour and a half before kickoff, and it's sleeting on them. Just shows you what the excitement level of Razorback football is, and not just the Little Rock area, but our entire state. I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about what it's going to look like in October when we play Ole Miss. So we'll see. I'm excited about this.
Your first kind of season heading into that September 1st game. What can fans expect to see this summer as you guys sort of transition into this new offense and this new role? Yeah,
we're going through what we call our third quarter phase right now, and third quarter represents the start of our summer conditioning. They can work full time with our strength staff right now, but all the player-led workouts, the leadership workouts, the leadership committees, they all fall in this player-driven. And for us to get to where we need to get to as a football team, this has to be a player-led football team, not a coach-led football team.
I think I saw a tweet from Coach was actually quoting Coach Chavis talking about the strength and conditioning coach. Maybe that staff may be the most important part besides the head coach. How important is that staff? Well,
Tremaine Carroll and his staff is they see them every day, and they have interaction with these guys, not just in a strength training program and in a conditioning program, but in their day-to-day active lives. And we always talk about a life touches a life that touches a life. This strength staff is so much more than just about training them in football. So very valuable, extremely valuable. Matter of fact, someone asked me the other day what was the most important hire that you could possibly make, and it's your strength coach and your strength staff. And so I'm excited. Coach True's been with me for quite some time and does a phenomenal job, demands respect, but gives respect as well.
Are the players making a big difference, or can you tell physically in their stature?
Yeah, I believe so. Looking at them and talking with them, going through some of these exit interviews right now that I'm going through and seeing how some of these guys have lost anywhere from 12 to 14 pounds and leaned up. It's all about leaning their body up and putting on quality, good weight, and getting involved with a nutritionist. How important is that? Everybody trains, but what are you doing to separate yourself from being good to being great?
I looked at Petway, though. He didn't look like he looked like a linebacker. I mean, the guy's barrel-chested and huge arms. Yeah. That's nice for a wide receiver.
It is, and we've got to have that. We got to have that physical demanding wide receiver that can play that boundary position that has to defeat press coverage every play. And you got to have guys that are strong, that are physical, and can be in shape and play 85, 90 plays a game. All right.
Coach,
thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.